Hey guys, this is Carol from Austin Creative Reuse. Welcome to our reuse tutorial on making these cute little makeup bags out of clear plastic bags that you often get your sheets and blankets in. You can make these really cute makeup bags out of them as well, and they make great gifts. So you are going to need some sewing skills, which means you'll need a sewing machine, but hopefully I can talk you through the whole project. It's not very hard. The first thing we're going to do is take out the zipper. And generally these are super easy to take out. They're not sewn in super well. You can just use a seam ripper, or sometimes you can just pull them out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of look at the bag, and we're going to cut it apart into as big pieces as we possibly can. When I make makeup bags, my ideal size is like a 15-inch by 18-inch rectangle. But really any size will work. I'm going to go ahead and cut my bag apart here. I need two identical pieces in the end. And so what I've wound up with my bag are two pieces that are about 14 inches by 18 inches. So just a little bit smaller than my ideal. Now when you get these two plastic sheets, basically that's what they are. You can think of them as like two pieces of fabric that are just plastic. We want to put these two together and pretty much treat them like they're one piece of material. This is going to make your bag a little bit stronger because the one layer of plastic really isn't strong enough to hold a lot of makeup. So we have our two sheets that are identical. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to sew in our zipper. The zipper that we removed from the plastic bag, I am going to go ahead and secure the end of the zipper so that the head doesn't slide off. This is a plastic zipper, so it's not going to hurt my machine for me to sew over it a few times. If you have a metal zipper, you might want to take more care. You're going to want to go ahead and put your zipper foot on your machine. After that, we are going to sew in our zipper. So the way you do that is we're going to sew the wrong side of the zipper along the shorter side of your clear plastic piece. So we're going to put our wrong side down on top of the shorter end of your piece, and we're going to match what they call the raw edges. So the raw edge of the zipper is going to go against the raw edge of your plastic piece of sheet. You're going to go ahead and sew that in with your zipper foot, and now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And after you get that zipper sewn in, it should pretty much look like a tube if you look around it. It should be a tube. So now we're going to go ahead and finish off that zipper. So let's go ahead and open up the zipper all the way. Fold the zipper back to the inside of the bag. Now you should have the right side of the zipper showing out on the right side of your bag also showing out. And we're just going to sew down that zipper, and you're going to want to still use your zipper foot to do that. And we're going to do this on both sides. And now when you close up the zipper, we should be looking at the wrong side of the bag, wrong side of the zipper. I understand when you have a clear plastic bag, it's really hard to say which is the wrong side and the right side. So go ahead and tell by the zipper. Be looking at the wrong side of the zipper, and we're going to fold the bag in half, just like so. And we're going to get that zipper so it is exactly in the middle of our bag. And you can use a ruler just to make sure that your zipper is exactly there. At this point, I usually like to use binder clips to keep things in place because we're going to sew up each end. So put a couple of binder clips in there to hold everything in place, and we're going to sew up each end. I'm also going to take a little time to move the zipper head to the center of the bag. This will help us when we're about to open it up. Now at each end of the bag, we're going to close up those two openings, and just with a 1/4 inch seam across each end. And now here comes the kind of tricky part. We're going to take the bag that's been sewn up on the end, and using a ruler and a Sharpie, we're going to draw a 2-inch by 2-inch square in each corner. I'm going to use the sewing line on the end of the bag to measure my square from. We are about ready to miter these corners, and you'll see that by keeping that square even with the bag, that when we open out our miters, the miter will be even. Now we're going to cut each corner, and I'm going to warn you, try not to overcut on the square. Try and cut just to the point on your square and not anymore. And that's also going to keep our miter very even. So now here's the tricky part. So we have cut these squares away. Now we're going to fold the bag so that the miters come together, and you're going to try and match your seams exactly. So take a look at that, and then we're going to use again binder clips to help secure that seam and matching raw edges as best you can. Now we're kind of in the home stretch. There's not much more to do now. We're going to sew up each corner. So you're just going to run a 1/4 inch seam on each corner, each of your 4 corners. And now you're pretty well finished with your bag. Let's go ahead and open up the zipper all the way, and let's turn the bag out. Sometimes people call this birthing the bag. We're going to turn it out, make sure that we get each corner poked up really, really well, and this will get your bag really nice shape. This is really easy peasy. It's a great, easy sewing thing if you're not super familiar with your machine. Also, you can think about it like the materials you have invested are basically nothing. It's a great thing to experiment on. This is such a perfect little travel bag. It makes such a great gift. It's also such a great way to reuse something that so often we would just throw into the trash. At Austin Creative Reuse, we get these bags all the time. We always have them in our bucket section. They are all of 25 cents each, or you can get a whole bucket full for $5. You can also make these same bags out of oilcloth or vinyl, and again, these are just really beautiful, awesome gifts, super useful, and a great way to reuse a material.